water in my
Test
over there.
one, two, test one. Okay, let me put an ID on the segment, your name, and you have a title here today.
Brenda Golden. I'm one of the co-organizers with Tara Beaver for Indigenous People Day.
Okay, we're down here to talk to folks and find out, why do this? I mean, why is it so important?
It's important for us to recognize our reasons to celebrate instead of taking a day off in honor of a murderer.
I've never quite heard it put that way, but here in Omogi, the capital of the Mvskoke Nation.
It's even more important, especially since we got our reservation reestablished, that we celebrate our Indigenous pride and our Mvskoke pride right here at the council house.
Mm-hmm. Is it something that I guess the community of Mvskoke needs to be reminded of, or is it something that's pretty much there all the time?
Well, I think Okmulgee needs to be reminded sometimes. You know, we have a contentious relationships with the law enforcement here. And also, some of the business owners last year called in a bogus 911 complaint on us, saying we started a fire in the street in a trash can last year and had all kinds of fire trucks here when that was not the case. You know, so it's time to educate some folks.
Nationally, this movement to change the former Columbus Day to Indigenous Day has gotten quite a following in different places around the nation, including major metropolitan areas.
Uh-huh.
What do you think about the change and the shift in thinking now?
Well, I think that it's not cancel culture for us to tell the truth about who Columbus really was to Native people. You know, I saw a post this morning on Facebook to remind everyone that Columbus hung 13 indigenous people, 12 for the disciples and 1 for Judas, and you know, there were other atrocities he done. And I think it's time for people to understand how harmful that is to our psyche and our young people's upbringing.
Are there bright spots here, or things that encourage you about, growing acceptance of this change?
Well, I think that it has grown here in Okmulgee, but just look, Mvskoke is celebrating today, Tulsa, Seminole, McAllister. So Oklahoma has really taken off, but like you mentioned, there's a lot of states and cities across the United States celebrating this. So I think there's a lot more than just downing Columbus. It's about celebrating who we are.
And in that celebration, I guess that is a bright spot. Are there other things that encourage you about the changes?
That encourage me? I am encouraged by the people that are here, the young people, the people that turn out and help put this on. There's volunteers here. We have the Mvskoke Lady Legends that cooked all this great food for us today. I mean, people are really taking notice of this holiday for us.
Okay, any final thought?
No, but I hope you stay and share the day with us, Gary. We're going to have a great time.
Okay, we'll do what we can. But
yeah, I'll be doing live interviews, and I'm probably going to go live on my Facebook.
Okay, well, let me roll my tape here. Who are you, and who do you represent?
So, I'm Russell Sun Eagle. Come from the Pawnee Nation of Oklahoma. I do Okie podcasts, and I also do Unsolved Mysteries of the Reservation. And I'm here today to help out with Indigenous Peoples Day and do some live interviews throughout the day and go live on Facebook as well, just to do some more media.
This is the first time we'd seen something like this happening here, and I'm curious as to why you thought it was so important to come down.
Indigenous Peoples Day is really important because it's getting rid of Columbus Day. It's something that hasn't been brought up before, but as people are being more, waking up and speaking up more, it's great to have these events and to abolish Columbus Day. There should never be a day like that. It's full of traumatic stuff, traumatic history, and all kind of stuff that shouldn't even be celebrated. you know, and it's weird that America would give us a day like that, you know. So I think this is important. You know, every tribe should celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day in some way, you know, and I'm glad the Creek Nation asked me to come over and, you know, help out with some stuff. So it means a lot to do that, and I'm very honored and thankful, you know, for everybody that reached out to me to come over.
Well, I think you represent a growing trend in the media, not only Native media, but in media in general, to add more coverage of Native Americans and do it in a more sophisticated fashion, such as a podcast. What do you think of that growth in Native media?
The growth of it? It's growing. You know, growing up, I talk about this all the time. I had very little representation on TV. You know, I grew up in the 90s, so TV was our main source of, like, looking out in the world. You know, because Pawnee's a small town, and you don't think you're going to make it out. And so seeing, like, you know, West Studi on Dancing with Wolves, or Graham Greene, or just like, you know, Adam Beach, you know, it was very limited back then. But now, you know, to be a kid now and seeing Res Dogs, Rutherford Falls, Gray, there's all kind of, you know, actors out there, radio DJs, podcasters, people out here, you know, and social media has helped with that. You know, it's helped bring a lot of light to MCs and everybody out here, you know, representing natives in a positive way. So I mean, it's cool. It's really great to be a part of it, I guess. You know, people say like I'm part of it too, but it doesn't feel like it. But you know, I just love getting people's stories out there and helping them bring awareness to the things that they're doing.
Okay, Mado, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
I guess.
Okay.
What do you want to say?
I'm Gary Fife with Mvskoke Radio, and who are you?
Sandy Golden.
And you're from
Willika.
Willika?
Yeah, and I'm on the National Council, as you know. Sarah Winnery from Kellyville.
Why is an observation, a celebration, if you will, of Indigenous Day so important to be happening, particularly in Okmulgee, you think?
Well, it's about time, you know, to change Columbus Day, because it's really not true. And the more we celebrate the day, the more people notice, and maybe they'll change Columbus Day to Indigenous Day.
What are your thoughts? Why is it so important?
Well, I think it's time for people to be aware of the tribes, and that's why I'm here today, to see what's going on.
Well, this has been kind of a growing movement across the nation. Many big cities have made these changes. You got Muskogee and Tulsa here in Oklahoma. Does that feel encouraging? You feel like it's going to take hold?
Oh yeah, it will. I do.
Well, it took Martin Luther King a long time to get recognized, and finally they made a federal holiday, you know, but right now we're starting in our communities. We're trying to get our communities to do this, as well as the state. And some of the cities, like you said, they do that. They recognize Indigenous Day, but people have to grab hold of it, and probably Oklahoma is one of the states that's going to be lagging way behind.
Could be. Now, why is it so important for it to be happening here in Okmulgee, the capital of the Mvskoke Nation?
Because we're the original. We were here. We've been here. We got moved here, and we're not moving anymore. We want people to know we're the originals.
Ditto.
That's it. Okay. Armado, we appreciate it. See you for a second. Okay, I'm with Gary Fife of Mvskoke Radio. What's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Regina Booth. We're from Oklahoma City.
Now, why is it so important for an observation, a celebration like this to take place?
Oh my gosh, why? Because we've always been here. You know what I'm saying? And even though we're here, it's like we're still invisible to many people. Like we're here, but we're not here. We've never left. We've been here this whole time, you know. So just you know, having people just come out and say, yeah, like I said, we're still here. We haven't gone anywhere.
You know, this is part of a change we're seeing across the nation. Many major cities have made Columbus Day part of their past and becoming more Indigenous Day oriented. What do you think about that change?
To be honest, this is my first Indigenous Day, because last year I had to work, Columbus Day and everything. So me celebrating this, and this is my first time actually setting up like this. I'm very proud. I'm very proud or whatever. And for it to be Indigenous Day, it's more like another holiday. It's a holiday for just, celebration. Just us. Not anybody, you know what I'm saying? Just not any one particular race or whatever. It's an Indigenous Day. It's our holiday. It's awesome. I love it. I'm enjoying it, and we're just not starting, so.
And of course, the rest of the community is invited, right? Our non-native neighbors.
Yes. I would think so. Everybody come out and enjoy. The more you learn and educate yourself, and see the varieties. Yes, come out and learn something, educate. Get to know us.
Okay. Hey, what's your name and where are you from?
My name's Shannon Johnson, and I'm from Oklahoma City.
Okay. What do you think about this celebration, this observation of Indigenous Day?
I'm actually proud and happy to be here, honestly. There's a lot of new things to learn and a lot of things that are coming out in the news and stuff that a lot of people didn't know about, and people are starting to get educated about being Native American. But yeah, I'm actually pretty proud, and I'm glad that the truth is finally coming out.
You're a young Native person. How does this affect you? Do you make the future brighter? Do you tell your friends about it? How do you react?
It actually does make my future brighter because the things that we're taught in school isn't entirely true or was not entirely true. So as I get older, I learn more about it and the truth and facts behind everything.
Okay, final question. If when this thing is over and everyone goes home, what kind of thought or feeling do you hope they take with them?
Honestly, I really just want them to take education with them and actually understand and know what's going on and what happened in the past and why.
Posting of the colors.
Right, hey, and a half step forward, two.
be seated. Okay, at this time, we're calling on Speaker of the Mvskoke Creek Nation Council House, William Lowe. Come on down. Boy, check out that strut, boy. He's got something to say.
Yeah, Marine Walk.
Good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. Ms. Jay, my name is Speaker William Lowe. I want to welcome everyone here, all of our visitors to the Mvskoke Reservation. It is both an honor and pleasure to have the opportunity to speak to you all today. I'd first like to thank Brenda Golden for asking me to speak today. I know she had a lot to do with organizing this event. I want to thank the Mvskoke Creek Lady Legends for their fine culinary skills to providing the lunch today. I would also like to say mado to President Joe Biden for being the first president to commemorate Indigenous Peoples Day. Today, as I look around, we are gathered here on Indigenous Peoples Day on the unceded land of our own Mvskoke people. For this, I ask you to join me in acknowledging the Okmulgee community, the capital of the great Mvskoke Creek Nation, and their elders, both past and present, and future generations.
Like it says, don't give up, persevere. You'll make it to where you need to be. Mado. I want to say a little prayer here as much as the Mvskoke language that I know. Mvskoke Damisi. Mvskoke Damisi Bukihile Wiskat. Shibutevkat. Jihojeka Rajagegas, Simomekina Rajagegas, Momadita Bomayama Egana Momegas, it Dog and Takle and Moja Nivigas. The Creator, I guess, thank you again for another day of giving us, allowing all of our people to come together, Father. I know that it was, Father, that there's my Father always said that Adologe, Pojikti Mahe, Pohijas, Chindakiba. Together we are strong. Are you ready? Are you ready? But Father, again, just thank you for the gathering we have here and the fellowship that we're going to have, Father. But Father, again, thank you for everything you've given us. And Father, just continue to watch over us as we struggle for our, I guess you could say, freedom for our own land. But Father, thank you again for everything you've given us. In your name, amen. Madu.
Mado would go long. You can see him in episode 9, season 3 of Reservation Dogs. Next up, we have Mr. Will Lowe, National Council Speaker, to do a proclamation.
Mogi, Obadiah William Lowe, Good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Speaker William Lowe with the National Council. On behalf of the National Council, the Principal Chief and Second Chief, I'm going to read you all a letter that Chief Hill wrote to the Mayor of Okmulgee on October 6, 2021. The Mvskoke Creek Nation supports the City of Okmulgee in declaring October 11, 2021 as Indigenous Peoples Day. This day celebrates Native American and commemorates their shared history and culture. We appreciate the thoughtfulness and show of gratitude toward the relationship we have with the Okmulgee community. Mvskoke culture and traditions have flourished within the Mvskoke Creek Nation's towns and communities. Even though our culture was disrupted and destroyed several times, we have endured and prospered. I urge our citizens, constituents, partners, agents, and members of our tribal communities to unite in observance in Indigenous rights and in honor of Indigenous culture and philosophy to empower Mvskoke Creek Nation with the fundamental support for the ongoing programs for our Indigenous people's health and well-being. We look forward to working with the City of Okmulgee for the future of our people. Sincerely, David W. Hill, Principal Chief, Mvskoke Creek Nation. I'd just like to say, again, everybody, thank you all for being here. Maro, for the planners and all the people that put this together. Mvskoke Lady Legends, thank you for the meal that you've created. We know you always do an outstanding job on your food. I wish you all the best day, and thank you again for having me. Maro.
Thank you, Mr. Will Lowe. Next up, we have Mayor Mickey Baldwin with a proclamation from the city.
I want to read a proclamation from the City of Okmulgee. Our city manager is here, and we just want to declare this over our community today. And I want to present it to Speaker of the House, Lowe, as we move forward in this celebration. Thank you, sir. Whereas the City of Okmulgee recognizes that Indigenous peoples of the land that would later become known as the Americas have occupied these lands since time immemorial. And whereas Indigenous people have many contributions made through our community by their knowledge, labor, technology, science, philosophy, arts, and the deep cultural and spiritual contributions that have substantially shaped the character of many of the citizens of Okmulgee. And whereas their customs and traditions are respected and celebrated as a part of a rich legacy throughout the United States, and whereas policies and practices that reflect the experiences of Indigenous peoples ensure access and opportunity and honor our nation's Indigenous roots, history, and contributions are promoted in the city of Okmulgee. And whereas resolution number 2018-9-02 established Indigenous Peoples Day in the city of Okmulgee and is to be celebrated on the second Monday in October each year. Now therefore I, Mickey Baldwin, Mayor of the city of Okmulgee, Oklahoma, do hereby proclaim the 9th of October 2023 as Indigenous Peoples Day in the city of Okmulgee, Oklahoma, and urge all officials and the general public to join in the celebration. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the city of Okmulgee, Oklahoma, to be fixed this 9th day of October 2023. Thank you, sir.
We're out here getting thoughts and things like that. Let me get your name and an ID, real.
Rebecca Barnett, language instructor.
Why is a day like this important to you?
Well, for one thing, is remembering our veterans and remembering our people. They've had all kinds of holidays, but this is, they never really recognized the American Indian. We were known as savages. So today is very important, saying that we are part of this land. We are this land. We're true Americans.
What about being part of the community of Okmulgee?
Well, we're here. It is. It's our capital. We settled here. Being our capital, we belong here. And it's where we belong, and we're here today to say we're here.
Well, hi, can I talk with you? Hi, Gary Fife with Mvskoke Media. Let me get your name and tribal affiliation.
I'm Stephen Powell. I'm Mvskoke, Seminole, Oto, Missouri, Iowa, Delaware, Sac and Fox.
Well, that's quite a mixture there. Now, you delivered a wonderfully moving song this morning to open up the ceremonies, you and your drum. For you, why is something like this important?
Rephrase that again.
Why is a day like Indigenous Day important?
It's very important. It's because, for one, I think a day like this can be used to destroy a lot of ignorance, a lot of people about what we believe. Like, for example, first song that I said was sung was, it says, look at that flag on top of that pole that's flapping in the wind. Those soldiers brought it over here. That's a Oto flag song. And then the second song was a song that was composed to honor the code talkers, the Comanche code talkers. And it was given to them. But I use it to honor all the code talkers from World War I, World War II, Mvskoke, Seminole code talkers, and all veterans as well. It's kind of the Indian way of saying, even though it has no words in it, it's kind of the Indian way of saying, God, we thank you for our veterans. And so, you know, a day like this can be used to, we can educate the public.
What about educating the community of Okmulgee, our presence here?
It's very important, very important. In past years, I've ran across people that had said remarks that were not ethical due to ignorance. You know, there's good people that'll say things like that. They're just ignorant, and I think it's good for us to spend time to explain some of the customs, and and it also gives an understanding that we as Native people, we're still here. I mean, we're still here, and we're doing our best to carry on. There are many of us doing our best to carry on our customs and as best as we could. And so.
What's up, brother? You all right? Good to see you, man.
Testament.
How are you? Good to see you.
Okay, we're speaking here with National Council Speaker Will Lowe. What's a day like this mean to you?
Oh, today is amazing. You know, it's always great to see Okmulgee come out and celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day. You know, I was here for the very first one back a few years ago, and just to see how many vendors, how many people are out here is amazing, because to me it really does show that the community really is backing this event. And I just read a letter that the chief had wrote back in 2021 encouraging the community to get involved, and it really is good to see it. So I'm glad he did that.
Well, things have been progressing quite well over the past few years, I think, but there's still challenges remaining, you think?
Yep, there is. You know, it's always that education piece of it. You know, we always want a better relationship with the city, you know, and once we get that, I think we'll be prosperous and can do many things together. So, yeah, there's still some challenges, but I think, you know, in time, we'll get over them. So hopefully that'll be true.
Okay, any final thoughts?
Well, I just want to say, Gary, thank you for all that you do, sir, and we appreciate everything Mvskoke Media does. My take of this event is just great to see so many people. I mean, it's amazing to see everyone, and the food lineup that the Lady Legends did is amazing. So great to them and everyone that's participated.
Okay,
all right, thank you.